I don't know if you were there last night. I mean, he tattooed that pitch over the left field wall at Hi Corbett Field, a place that's not easy to hit home runs. But Oregon State brought out the home run ball in that third inning. They were not done. Gavin Turley, a two-run shot. He would finish the night with 4 RBIs. 2 batters later, Brady Casper was at the plate.
The 2-1 to the plate, and that's hit deep to right. If that is fair, that ball is gone, and that ball is a home run. So Casper with his 7th home run, a 2-run home run. And just like that, it's 4-0 Oregon State. So much for this big ballpark. Casper now with RBIs 28 and 29, and the Beavers here with a 4-0 lead and a statement with 2 home runs here in the third. Both of them 2-run shots.
Yeah, it was a crooked number. A crooked number, 5 in that third inning, and Arizona would never recover, losing 9-2 to their former teammate, Aiden May, out of Pima College by way of Sandia High School in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And he was absolutely on point Thursday night.
No activity behind Aiden May, and no reason for it right now. Oregon State up 9-1, and Esker takes strike 3 called on the outside corner. And there's one away. And again, that will bring out the assistant umpires here. Oregon leading Washington State 9-2, bottom of the 6th, as Mikalakis swings and misses for strike 2. So there's, or strike 3, I should say. So there's 2 down. And here's Adonis Guzman to the plate. May comes set, and the payoff pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. May strikes out the side, and we will go to the 8th.
And again, the final 9-2. Aiden May, 7 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 runs, only 1 was earned. He would strike out 7 batters. Looked like he was getting better as the game went on. As you heard, he struck out the side in that 7th inning. A much better Aiden May. I mean, again, he's been one of the top pitchers in the Pac-12 conference this year. And the scary thing about last night, and again, the Wildcats only have to win one of these 3 games, but Oregon State, top to bottom last night, looked like the better baseball team. They are ranked 6th in the country, so let's not kid ourselves. This is one of the best teams in the country. You've got to beat one of the best teams in the country to win this Pac-12 conference. You only got to win 1 game, but this is an organization in the Beavers that are not going to make it easy on you to do that. They've got players. Travis Bozana. We talked about him a little bit. 2 hits, 2 walks. I mean, this 7 walks. This is a team that doesn't walk. This pitching staff, they don't walk, guys. They did last night. They walked 7.
If people out there don't know DK, Bozana is right now considered the 2nd best prospect.
Yeah.
In college. So, yeah.
He's good. He's real good. And he's got a lot of real good other players around him. 14 hits. Bozana had 2. Gavin Turley, who hit the home run, had 2. Dallas Macias had a pair. Brady Casper, Elijah Hainline, Jabin Trotsky, all 2 hits last night. And the Wildcats scattered 6 and just really never barreled anything up. Brandon Rogers, though, shout out to Brandon Rogers. He had 3 of the Wildcats' 6 hits. Brandon Rogers hasn't played a whole lot since the beginning of the season. He was kind of in the starting lineup a lot early, but the offense just was not there. Bunted his way on in one of those at bats. So again, Brandon Rogers forced into the lineup because the Wildcats have had a lot of injuries, and lo and behold, they got another one last night when Emilio Corona got hit in the hand on a pitch that he was called out on strikes. One of those
that was so weird.
Yeah, one of those swings where you swing right into the ball and it hits you, and that that did not look good for Emilio Corona. That's a bat you really need in the lineup, a veteran bat, a power bat, and who knows at the moment how long Emilio Corona might be down. I don't know. They took him out of the game last night. I don't know if we see him that much more the rest of this series. They had to do some juggling. I mean, they had to put Mason White in center field. That was the juggling they did. They put Mason White, your shortstop all season. They moved Mason to center field and flipped Brendan Summerhill over to right field and put Richie Morales from third base to shortstop and then put Xavier Esker, the freshman, in at third base. And Xavier struck out a couple of times in 3 at-bats.
I think 2 things stood out to me, DK, is and I'd like your opinion on this, but 7 walks for the Beavers last night. And obviously, people should know, if you don't know, Arizona leads the nation, right, in walks per 9 innings, right, and walk to strikeout ratio. Uncharacteristic. How much of that has to do, question 1, how much of that has to do with the overall power? We know the Beavers lead in almost every offensive category in the conference, pitching around those guys so they don't do damage. And number 2, on the other side of it, only 1 walk for the Arizona Wildcats and only 6 base runners, 6 hits and 1 walk. So Arizona's offense a little bit stagnant. Obviously, you talked about Aiden May doing his thing out there. With that powerful offense that the Beavers bring, tonight and tomorrow's games, do you foresee a low-scoring win by the Wildcats moving forward?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know that you're going to this is not a double-digit series in terms of runs for Arizona. I don't think that's going to be the case. Now, you're going to have to win a tight game. I don't think there's any question about that. Whatever game you win, if you get these last 2, if you get one of the last 2 to win this conference, it's not going to, I don't foresee it being like some of the Sunday games we saw earlier when they were winning 14-3,
right,
15-4. I don't foresee that against this Oregon State club. So yeah, it's going to, and again, Arizona can do that. They've showed it recently that they can win tight games. They win a lot of tight games late. It'd be interesting to see if they could, play a game from in front early.
Yeah,
that's close.
That's it right there. Brian talked last night about how good the bullpen is for the Oregon State Beavers. They only used the 2 pitchers last night. Aiden went 7, and Joey Munt came in for the 2 innings. So a clearly arrested bullpen as well. But getting out early, DK, I think the key has to be tonight and tomorrow is getting out and doing some damage early against the Beavers pitching staff.
So that is that's 2 weeks in a row now. 2 weeks in a row, the Wildcats have fallen in the opener. They lost the opener last week in Utah. They were able to come back in that series and take the next 2 games to win the series. They're going to need to do something similar to that this week, and it begins tonight, 6:05. You'll hear it right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Clark Candiotti, that's the guy you want to have the ball. And it's very interesting, and we'll dive into this as we go along today and maybe into next week. Nothing against Jackson Kent, but I think myself and a lot of people believe that Clark Candiotti is the dominant guy right now of these 3. We're going to talk to Cam Walty, the number 3 starter, coming up today on the show. We'll get his thoughts on everything about this rotation, this pitching staff, this team. We've seen Chip Hale flip-flop his lineup, his batting lineup, based on the hot hand. A lot of managers and head coaches are more hesitant to do that on the pitching side. You don't want to kind of mess with the rotation. But this is college baseball. It's a little bit different, I think, than professional baseball, pro baseball, the major leagues, where you can lose game 1 and you're still in a pretty good position because you still got 5, depending on the series, you got a 5-game series, you got a 7-game series. But in the postseason, man, you lose that first game and your back is immediately against the wall. Immediately against the wall. And you're in an elimination situation. And now you're playing for your lives right off the bat. And I'm a little concerned about these last 2 series against quality competition in Utah and Oregon State and the fact the Wildcats have put themselves in a 1-0 hole. And so that's our question of the day. Head on over to Twitter right now, Wildcats 1290. Does Arizona losing the last 2 series openers, last week against Utah, this week against Oregon State, does that raise a red flag for getting off to a fast start in the NCAA postseason? Next week, you've got pool play. You really kind of need to win both of those games, but you could still get into the semifinals only winning one. But I believe it comes down to run differential. We'll have to look at that again, if I remember correctly from last year. And I just don't know if Arizona's the kind of team that you want to be trying to, if you lose one game next week in Scottsdale, trying to outscore other teams or outscore a team in whatever game that is, that first or second game, to try to get yourself into the semifinals. Head over to Twitter right now, at Wildcats1290. Are you concerned? Does losing these first 2 games, the last 2 weeks, raise a red flag for Arizona getting off to a fast start in the postseason? Yes, you don't want to be down 1-0. Or no, our pitching is too solid. Chip Hale has said all season long, we've got 3 Friday night guys. We've got 3 Friday night guys in Jackson Kent, Clark Candiotti, and Cam Walty. So if we're down 1-0, we still got 2 guys that can get us where we need to be. We'll take those votes. We'll welcome in the 3rd member of our program. Her name is Cricket. Mm-hmm. I feel like, we've all been gone this week. Yeah. I feel like it's already kind of been the weekend all week.
I feel like it's like Tuesday.
Yeah. Right? It's like Tuesday. It's like Wednesday for us because we didn't start back till Wednesday. So it's kind of like hump day, but the weekend is here.
It is.
It's not a holiday weekend yet. I mean, people at least stayed in the building till about 3 o'clock today. Next week, everybody will be gone by noon.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I don't know what goes on with that, But we got to look into that, J-Dub. If they're closing down the office at noon on Fridays, that technically means that we shouldn't have to do a show, right?
Well, that's for, I think, non-on-air personalities are very quick to leave the building on Fridays. But, yeah, I think we kind of got to be here. That's part of the job.
I don't know.
Unfortunately.
Fortunately. I might look into an extra day of vacation for us as well if everybody else is going to be on a noon martini holiday next week or, as we've been saying, a noon gin and juice by Dre and Snoop holiday.
That's a pretty good holiday.
Yeah. All right. Well, what's happening in Tucson I won't be here. I got to go to Los Angeles. But what's happening in Tucson this weekend?
Might be 100, first of all.
Oh.
Like 99. Maybe this is the weekend.
Have we hit 100 yet? Have we broken the ice?
I don't think so.
I got to check with my guy, Matt Broad. I guess we have not broken the ice yet, but that could happen this weekend?
Could possibly. Maybe tomorrow. So maybe if you want to stay inside, nice and cool, the Loft Cinema on Speedway, they're showing the 25th anniversary of 10 Things I Hate About You tonight and tomorrow night. And then Saturday night at the Loft Cinema on Speedway, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Outdoor roller disco tomorrow night at the MSA Annex.
Ooh.
That sounds fun,
Yeah.
but I'm sure I would break something.
Because you can't skate?
Well, I can skate, but I'm just not as agile as I was the last time I skated.
Okay, how long ago was that?
I don't know.
Not recently, right?
40 years.
Oh God! You haven't been roller skating in that long?
No, well, maybe I could say like
you got to get a little sister.
Years.
You would be a great big sister.
I am a big sister.
For Big Brother's big sister?
Oh no. But I have kind of considered that.
Yeah,
I think that'd be really cool.
That. I think you would be, and we did that, and we took our little brother roller skating, and it was the first time I'd been on roller skates in a long time. I don't think it'd been like 40 years, but maybe 20, 25.
Okay, that's maybe more like it for me too. Maybe 30.
Okay,
years.
There you go.
Yeah, but I would like to watch the roller disco.
Yeah.
There's a laser show at the U of A Flandreau Science Center and Planetarium tonight at 6:30 is Laser Classic Rock. At 8 p.m., Led Zeppelin for the laser show at the Flandreau. And Brew at the Zoo is tomorrow at the Reed Park Zoo featuring 25-plus breweries. And you can get tickets, reedparkzoo.org.
All right. And everybody's, again, people are leaving work early because that's what happens here in Tucson. So I'm sure The roads are already busy, Cricket.
Yes, of course. From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Some slowing on the westbound side of I-10 between the I-10-I-19 junction to west of 22nd Street. Collisions that are reported Valencia east of I-19, Ina and Meredith, and also Silver Lake and Euclid. Low 68, 99 expected tomorrow, 95 on Sunday, and 95 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by ChumbaCasino.com. It's time to experience the thrill of the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com. It's free to play. Play for fun and no purchases necessary. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rock & Kay. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills. Enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Hit the community trails, explore local parks like Saguaro National and Colossal Cave, and mingle at private Diamond Community Park events. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rock & Kay is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 11 different model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in ready homes and special incentives. Live RockandK.com. Designed by Nature, proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Hi, you know me, Scott Lehman from ScottSaysYes.com. Check out this month's Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar powered by Premier Auto Center.
Visit the Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar at wildcatsradio1290.com to find out what community events are coming up in the Tucson area. You can also find Wildcats Radio 1290 events, upcoming sporting events, and more. Get the details and get involved with our community at wildcatsradio1290.com.
Go to ScottSaysYes.com today.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
You do everything you can for your family. A nice home, good food, family fun, and the right medical care. You plan ahead for your kids' future and their education. That's all great, unless something unexpected happens to you. If you were to die, who would pay the mortgage and all the other bills? Would your family have to sell their home just to survive? That's why you need to call Term Provider for the lowest rates available on quality term life policies, period. Rates for term life are at all-time lows, and Term Provider could save you 50, 60, even 70%. Already have coverage? Call and see if you're paying too much. Term Provider could save you thousands. And if your health isn't perfect, even more reason to call. We'll match you with the right policy even if you have weight issues like diabetes or high blood pressure. Right now, your family's protected. Make sure that protection continues if something unexpected happens to you. Call for a free quote and see if you can save up to 70%. Call 800-511-3535 now. That's 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-251-2305. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-251-2305 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-251-2305 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-251-2305.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was. And even better. Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Coach Tommy Lloyd here. When I need a winning strategy for my team, nothing beats knowledge and skill. That's why I recommend Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing for all your home service needs. Having personally witnessed the impact of hard work and dedication, Right Way brings the same commitment to your home's comfort. Whether it's HVAC, plumbing, or electrical, their team always delivers excellence. With a legacy of quality service since 1959, you know you're in good hands. So give your home the best. Choose Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Call or text 520-640-CATS or visit rightwayac.com.
DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
The 2-1 to the plate, and that's hit deep to right. If that is fair, that ball is gone, and that ball is a home run. So Casper with his 7th home run, a 2-run home run, and just like that, it's 4-0 Oregon State. So much for this big ballpark.
9-2, the final and the opener on Thursday night of the 3-game series for the Arizona Wildcats against the Oregon State Beavers. Game 2 will be tonight. Clark Candiati will get the ball for the Arizona Wildcats. It just was not a good night at all for Arizona. And as I mentioned, that Oregon State on this one night looked like the better team. Offensively, they looked better. Defensively, they played better. The Wildcats made some defensive miscues. The pitchers walked, as we mentioned, 7 guys, which is very uncharacteristic for Arizona, and they just didn't hit the ball very well. I summed it up there, but let's hear from the head coach, Chip Hale, after the ball game, caught up with him and get his thoughts on what he saw from his kids.
2 weeks in a row where the Friday night guy just beat us. He just pitched better, and Aiden did a great job, and we were really never in it. We didn't. Tonight I don't think we played very well in any facet of the game. So, we got to play better tomorrow. And like we say, we always try to play one game at a time. And we did a good job of that last weekend. We'll see. Tomorrow's a new day, and I think we'll play better.
So with Emilio, it looked like he was wincing even trying to throw the ball. Is that why you took him out of the game? Like that it was affecting his ability to throw?
Yeah, he's got hit with a pitch and swole up. It got real swollen, and it's not good.
Jackson doesn't give up a lot of home runs, but 2 tonight. What did you kind of see in it?
I don't know. At the first inning, it looked dynamite. 95, and breaking ball was snapping, and he just ran into a buzzsaw there. They did a great job. He hasn't had many of those starts, obviously, all year. He's been great, and so just move on. We're not going to push him out there and do too much with the tournament next week, and it's an early week next week, too. So, he threw a lot of pitches in that second inning. We had to get him out.
Some really uncharacteristic missteps on defense tonight. Didn't look like their head was really in the game out there.
Well, that's kind of a strong statement to say their head wasn't in the game.
I don't
know if I'd say that. We didn't make the plays. I agree. Like I said, we didn't really play well in any facet. So I don't think it had to do with their heads not being in the game. I just think it was just just didn't make the plays. That's baseball. Baseball's not an easy game. We don't play on carpet here. We play on grass and dirt. So sometimes the balls don't bounce where you want them to.
These 2 series openers of the loss last week in Utah and tonight, do you like the approach that your hitters are taking up there in these situations?
We didn't. Like I said, we didn't swing we didn't barrel the ball. Like I said, Aiden did a great job, so I'm not going to take anything away from him.
Those the bunts by Brandon, was that a called or you or
just to get on base? We're trying to get on base. He's any way he can, and that's a part of his game he really hasn't used a lot. It was great to see. He's on 3 times.
Do you have any idea whether Emilio's got a fracture in the hand? Is he going to have?
I have no idea. We'll get it X-rayed, but yeah, it's not. The way it got so swollen so quick. It's not good.
Reifogel, is he available?
We'll see. We'll see. It's day to day with him.
What was the call on? They called it a ground ball.
No,
he strike out.
The umpire at first said he swung.
Is that reviewable?
No,
that's not reviewable. Going into tomorrow, I mean, you might be down to 2 healthy outfielders.
Yeah, exactly.
We saw what you did today. Do you know what the plan?
Most likely, the reason why we did what we did today is because our next outfielder is Hintz, so he'll probably play the outfield tomorrow.
Because he had been in the game as a pitcher, so you didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You've said so many times this year that you feel like you have 3 Friday starters, so to have someone like Clark as this bounce back guy off this,
it'll be good. He'll come out ready, and he'll give us the best he's got. And like I said, the 3 guys, we're very comfortable with them starting, whether it's Friday or Sunday. So, yeah.
This Oregon State lineup is obviously very impressive. What do you think makes it hard to pitch against them?
I don't know. I mean, Bazan is a number 1 or 2 pick in the country. He's a hell of a hitter, and the whole lineup, they just put the ball in play. They barreled it. Like I said about our guys, we didn't put any barrels on the ball. They did. The ball's going to go here in this ballpark, and you saw a lot of balls banging off the walls.
Do you think that your pitchers pitch a little more carefully tonight for that reason?
They didn't. We didn't. Yeah, we didn't. We did not pitch. We just didn't pitch well. Like I said, there wasn't the fast of the game. I thought we did very well at all. So yeah, that was not. The walks are never going to be good.
Roger showed his speed on the error going from first to third, and 2 bunt hits, as Brian mentioned. I'm sure they're going to honor that threat now. If he can make contact, is that something that can maybe, open
it opens up. Yeah, that's why you bunt, is to try to open up and pull some people in and whack some balls by him. So yeah, I mean, we have it happen to us all the time, and I think that's maybe the one bright spot from tonight was his at bats, and seeing some of the. I thought he threw the ball to third base really well too. I don't know why we relayed it, but I thought that was a good throw too. So it was a pretty good performance by Rogers.
So you're still half a game ahead of Oregon State right now.
Right.
What was your message to the team after this win? Short memory?
Yeah, all those things. Just be ready to play. We just didn't play well, and we have a tendency at times to get panicky when things don't go well early, and then like in Utah, we did a couple times, and they really they got the ship right, and we just went on and kept playing. So hopefully that'll happen tomorrow.
With no school, do the guys come earlier than they?
No, it's pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. We have our weights, and then they come over and they do their work. It's pretty regimented. They have their own little programs.
All right, that is Chip Hale, the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, after a 9-2 loss on Thursday night in the opener to Oregon State. Clark Candiati gets the ball tonight, the number 2 starter. He has been very good. The last 2 times out, we're starting to see the length from Clark Candiati that we weren't necessarily seeing early in the season. He went 7 innings in Salt Lake City last Friday, and then the 9-inning complete game shutout against Stanford prior to that. So 3 earned runs on just 12 hits in his last 16 innings. He has struck out 11, and you want the ball in his hands, the son of the longtime Major Leaguer Tom Candiati and Diamondbacks broadcaster, to have a chance to potentially finish out this run to a Pac-12 Conference championship tonight. All right, we're going to hear from Aiden May. I had a chance to catch up with him after the game, but first we want to update you on what's going on with Arizona softball. The ladies were supposed to start their run in the NCAA tournament at 3 o'clock, but there is weather in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
There's always weather.
Yeah, when is there not weather in the Great Plains?
Right. This time of year, yeah.
Yeah. I remember a couple years ago, I think they went there for a regional or something. Maybe it was during the season, and there was like the threats of tornadoes and that kind of thing. But I believe it's just rain today. So the start time of this game against Villanova to open the NCAA tournament is now scheduled for 3:55. So 25 minutes from now, first pitch is scheduled. This is the opening game of the Fayetteville, Arkansas regional. So Arizona and Villanova right now scheduled to get going at 3:55. Tucson time.
I do have the Fayetteville weather radar currently open on the screen in front of me, and it looks like some kind of front's coming from the Muskogee area and headed that way. So we'll go keep people posted on what we hear.
I don't want some Okie from Muskogee.
I know, right?
I can get that right here.
Worst.
What line is that movie? That line.
Oh, I know it, but I can't think of it right now. Okie from Muskogee.
I don't want some Okie from Muskogee.
It's
Hell,
like,
I can get that right here.
Yeah, it's like
an officer and a gentleman.
Officer and gentleman. I was going to guess a Burt Reynolds movie.
No, that was who was in that? That was Louis Gossett Jr. Rest his soul. He passed away about a few weeks ago, I think, as a matter of fact. Played the sergeant in that movie. Richard Gere, Deborah Winger. My memory goes, but it usually comes back pretty quickly. And I can't believe that I can't remember the name of the guy that hung himself that was in the movie. Some good acting performances though in that movie from the 80s. Very legendary 80s movie there, An Officer and a Gentleman.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say there's a couple of other people who passed away just today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Roger Corman, which was like the King of the B movies guy. He passed away. And I'm blanking on his name, but Dabney Coleman. Dabney Coleman. Remember from so many, A 9 to 5 and all those great movies. He passed away as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to all of those folks. All right, 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We got a lot going on this show today. We've got you until 5:50. We're going to get to Aiden May, Cam Walty as well. We'll probably push Aiden May back into the 4 o'clock hour. We'll let you hear from Cam Walty coming up here in a moment. He's going to start tomorrow, and potentially, depending on what happens tonight, it might be on the shoulders of Cam Walty, a transfer from the University of Nevada, Saturday night to try to pitch the Wildcats to a Pac-12 conference championship. Let's hope that's not the case, but if it is, Cam Walty, we know will be up to the task. He's going to join us. Also, the Sugar Skulls. We've not talked much Tucson Sugar Skulls this year so far, and we're going to be joined by Jalen Marshall, one of the wide receivers for the Tucson Sugar Skulls. The Sugar Skulls are not off to a very good start to their season. They are just 1-5. This is probably the 4 games under 500. This is probably the lowest that we've had a Tucson Sugar Skulls team under 500 in their time here, in their limited time here in the Old Pueblo. So not a good start to the season, but still plenty of season to try and get this thing right. And we'll talk to Jalen Marshall, who played on the 2015 national champion Ohio State Buckeyes team. That was the team with Cardell Jones and Ezekiel Elliott. And he didn't just play. He had 40 catches that year. So he was he's a pretty big part of that offense for Urban Meyer that year and back in 2015. So we'll talk to Jalen Marshall, get his thoughts on his football career, playing indoors for the first time. Daryl Joyner, our guy, is going to join us from up in Phoenix. He was at the Suns press conference today. We'll let you hear some of that. Mike Budenholzer was introduced as the new head coach.
Who was he introduced by?
Of your Phoenix Suns, the legendary Al McCoy.
Al McCoy made a public appearance today.
The voice
91.
of the Suns. The legendary Hall of Fame voice of the Suns introducing the new coach. If Al signs off on it, I think we've all signed off on it.
I think if you hear a Shazam somewhere in there, you're probably going to have guaranteed success.
Shazam! Exactly. And Coleman Hodges is also going to join us. We talked to Coleman last week to get a breakdown of the Arizona Wildcats swimming program. We're going to bring Coleman back to get his thoughts on the hire of Ben Loers as the new head coach of Arizona Wildcats swimming and diving. So all of that is coming up for you. But right now, cricket gets you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Westbound I-10 slowing as you approach the I-10, I-19 junction on the westbound side of I-10 to just west of 22nd Street. Collisions reported at Silver Lake and Euclid, Ina and Meredith, and also Valencia east of I-19. 68 the low, 99 tomorrow, 95 on Sunday, and 95 now. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Albertsons and Safeway. This week at Albertsons and Safeway, get value packs of all-natural quarter pork loin chops for 99 cents per pound with digital coupon first two. Save even more with the Albertsons or Safeway For You app. Redeem points for up to $1 off per gallon at participating Safeway or Chevron fuel stations.
There's too much to tell you about all the great deals on the EV Blazer in 15 seconds. So you're going to have to learn more at O'Reilly.com. Or come see us today.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Imagine having all the money you need for retirement, all the income, every month, guaranteed. That's Secure Future Investor, an indexed annuity tied to growth in the stock market, but without any risk of loss ever. It's guaranteed money for life income, no matter how long you live. Call 888-509-2228. 888-509-2228. Sponsored by GP Agency, Inc., Raleigh, North Carolina. Licensed in all states. Performance may vary. Consult with your financial professional before making an investment decision.
What's keeping you from learning the language you've always wanted to speak?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make learning fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. And in 10 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons are designed to get you having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
That's not long.
It's not hard.
It's perfect.
It starts here. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Thank you for calling Alaskan AC. Now. Thank you for calling Alaskan AC. Now.
Hey guys, what are you...
Gotta take this. Thank you for calling Alaskan AC. Now. Thank you for... Uh-huh. Right. You don't say. Uh-huh. Now.
Hold it. What's with all the nows?
People want to know the best time for an Alaskification.
And you're telling them...
Hello? Now.
Well, there's no bad time for Alaskification, but the best time is now.
Pretty soon, Arizona temps are going to put a strain on your AC. Now is really the best time.
You're not telling people about all the money they save?
Now.
Or how Alaskan AC will make their AC last longer?
Now.
Or the big 1-year guarantee that their AC will not break down?
Thank you for calling Alaskan AC. Well, Ron wants to tell you a bunch of stuff. I know. That's kind of what I told him. Okay, thanks. Oh, by the way, now.
The best time for Alaskification is...
now.
Schedule at AlaskanAC.com. Now.
As spring breathes new life into the world, imagine missing out on cherished activities like walking 18 holes of golf or enjoying quality time outside with your loved ones due to chronic foot, knee, hip, or back pain. The Good Feet Store's personalized arch supports can help you reclaim the life you love. Plus, they're HSA and FSA eligible, so investing in your well-being is a breeze. Schedule an appointment at goodfeet.com and step into spring pain-free. Or swing by your nearest store. Walk-ins are always welcome.
The Window Depot has everything you need to create the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams. Browse the aisles of in-stock cabinets available in a variety of sizes and configurations and instantly elevate your space today. Visit a showroom and let our experts guide you. Whether you're choosing from ready-to-go designs or creating a custom masterpiece, we can help you select the perfect wood type, color, and style. And top it off with unique hardware to complete your look. Find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot. More than a window store.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on the program. 520-848-1290. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. The question of the day is up, and we want you to vote on that. So head on over to Twitter at Wildcats1290 and vote in our question of the day, or you can comment on that over on Facebook as well, Wildcats Radio 1290. Does Arizona losing 2 series openers against quality competition? Last week they lost game 1 in Utah. Last night they lost game 1 against Oregon State. Does that raise a red flag for the Wildcats getting off to a fast start in the NCAA Baseball Tournament? Right now, 80% of you saying yes. Well, somebody just voted. So it went from 80 to 71%. 71% of you saying yes. Don't be down 1-0. It's no fun playing from the elimination bracket. You don't want to play knowing that if you lose today, your season is over. 71% of you saying yes. 29% of you right now saying no. The pitching is too solid for Arizona to be concerned right now with losing the opener last Friday in Salt Lake City and losing the opener last night, Thursday, here in Tucson. Clark Candiotti gets the ball tonight. He's got a sub-2 ERA at home. And then if needed, well, he's going to get the ball regardless on Saturday. He might get it needing to pitch the Wildcats to a championship. Cam Walty is 8-1 this year with a 2.83 earned run average. Cam Walty, who came over to the Arizona Wildcats after spending a couple of seasons with the Nevada Wolfpack, 2 years over at Nevada, in which he made 23 starts for the Wolfpack, striking out 98 in 131 innings. And I asked Cam this week, caught up with him, about the decision to start his career in Reno, Nevada.
I had a decent amount of interest out of high school and whatnot, and so for me it was just kind of like looking at financially and whatnot to help my family. And so with Reno, that was just the best opportunity for me, and so that was pretty much why I chose it.
2 years there, what did you kind of learn there, and how did that kind of maybe set you up when you were looking potentially to make another move?
I mean, I think Nevada really toughened me up. We had a really the coaching staff was really tough. They're really gritty. It was obviously a smaller school, so you kind of a little more blue collar, and you're just trying to get the most out of guys, and so it's more of kind of making them a man as well as a baseball player. And when the unfortunate occurrence of my coach leaving, that was when I re-entered the portal, and then U of A was one of the schools that had my sights at high school that just didn't work out, and so I chose to come here my second time.
So when you go into the portal as a baseball player, what's that like? I mean, we've talked to some of the other guys that have done it in the other sports. For you, what was that experience like? Is there immediate contact with schools? How did that work for you?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I would say it's a little scary, to be honest, because it's like you don't really know if you're going to get the interest that you maybe think you deserve, or maybe it's just like not exactly what you want. But as far as just entering, I mean, it's you can always go back to the same school. You can always go somewhere else. But I think it's very interesting. I kind of had more of an opportunity with it than most, and there is some schools that will reach out immediately, but they have to wait until you're in the portal online pretty much. Otherwise, they can't really speak to you. So
who was the first person to reach out to you here? Was it Chip? Was it the former pitching coach who reached out?
It was the former pitching coach. It was Coach Lon. We had talked out of high school when Jay was here, and so we had already had a communication, and so he had reached out the original day that I entered, and he was like, just let me know when you get put in on the online transfer portal thing, and then he's like, we'll reach back out and we'll talk from there.
So what sold you then? Did you come here? I mean, had you seen the place before? Were you familiar with campus at all? What kind of sold you that, yeah, okay, this is the right place?
Yeah, so I didn't come in the transfer portal when I was when I was in high school. I took a visit here with Jay. It was only my only official out of high school. And so I'd already seen the program. I'd already seen everything. I was in summer ball at the time in the portal when they were talking to me. So they were like, do you want to come down and see it? I'm like, I've already been here. So I really liked the facilities, and I already knew the environment that was here because I had a couple of friends that I played in high school that were coming here, like Chase Davis and people like that, TJ Nichols, Tonko. And so, yeah, it was just the environment that I already knew what it was like. And so I was really happy when they had reached out, and I kind of was hoping that they were going to offer me.
The thing that we've heard so much about you in this year was the big jump you made in the fall, coming off the summer. Walk me through the end of last year, what went into your summer last year, and how you were able to make that jump into the fall.
Yeah, so I mean, we last season obviously didn't end the way we wanted it to, but I think just kind of like my main thing for the fall, we didn't really do much in the summer. I had a little bit of an injury towards the end, so I just kind of rested that up and came back for the next season. But with advance and whatnot, we did a little bit of tweaking. We changed some pitch stuff. We took a slider and made it into a cutter, and then we just kind of fine-tuned everything. I think we really just focused on last year. It's like we were able to keep the walks down, but we didn't get as many innings as we wanted, and so we were just kind of trying to stay around the zone but not get beat up in the zone. So I think that's the best way I can put it, is just kind of trying to outsmart the hitters in a way and beat them with the stuff that we have and still use our strengths.
So you mentioned obviously you had the relationship with Dave Lon. Dave Lon's not coming back for this season. Kevin Vances is coming in here. What are those initial conversations like with Kevin? Was there any hesitancy about what that relationship was going to be like for you coming from your standpoint?
Yeah, it definitely was I don't think it was a worry, but it was definitely interesting just knowing like that I I had kind of built a relationship up with Coach Lon, and I knew him out of high school, and I knew him when I came here, and so we kind of had a baseline and a basis of like the two of who we were together as a relationship. And so when Vance came here, like I didn't know much about him. I kind of tried to look into him and whatnot, and I saw he had some really good success at Boston College, and I knew a couple of players from Boston that I played with over the summer, and so I kind of got a feel for him there. And then we had a couple initial phone calls, and he just kind of seemed like he really had the knowledge of whatnot, and that was kind of what I really wanted. I came here for the development piece. I felt like Coach Lon was able to do that, and when Vance was here, we were able to even peak that more. And so that was what really intrigued me to stay here, because I wasn't really worried about going. I just wanted to get an understanding of what I was going to get as a pitching coach.
Chatting with Cam Walty, Arizona Wildcats starting pitcher. So you start making these changes in the fall. How quickly did you gravitate to them? How quickly did it start to feel good to you?
Yeah, I'd say when we pretty much the big one was adding the cutter instead of the slider. I'd say it took a little bit of time. I think it was kind of just a feel thing. I'm a pretty rotational pitcher, so a lot of times I end up pulling off a lot of stuff. So like just getting that, understanding that, and then getting to the position to where I'm able to not do that as often is kind of what allows the cutter to be its most effective pitch. And so that was the main thing for me, was kind of just staying in line better, and then we added the cutter, and that's been really one of my more effective pitches, and that was pretty much Vance. He looked over at the slider and was like, hey, I think we could tweak something here and get a better pitch out of it, and it's just been really successful this year.
Had you thought about the cutter in the past? Was that something you'd flirted with or messed around with at all?
I mean, my slider was kind of like hit or miss. Like sometimes it would be harder, so it would already come off as a cutter, and then other times it would be a little bit slower and it'd have a little more depth. So I think it was an idea that we didn't really see like in the forefront, but it was already kind of showing itself in the background. So.
Obviously, you're in this rotation with two pretty exceptional guys in Jackson Kent and Clark Candiotti. What's that been like for you to be the guy that kind of follows those two every weekend on Sundays and has a chance to watch them kind of work these lineups going into your starts?
I think it's great. I mean, they're both really, really good at their craft. And so just being able to watch how they attack the hitters just allows me to get more of an understanding of how I can go about my business. And so, I mean, I'll talk to them after their outings and see, like, against right-handed hitters, how are we doing? What do we think they're better, they're worse at, whatever? What do we think we can get them with? And then with Jackson, obviously he's a lefty, so it's a little bit different, but there's still kind of a mindset against those hitters and understanding if maybe they chase more or if the up top of the zone is better or stuff in the dirt, things like that. So just kind of picking their brain a little and understanding, because they're so good at their craft. So it's like if you can kind of just pick pieces from each of them, same with they do with me as well, it's just better. It just makes you a better player overall.
I asked this question to Clark a few weeks ago in terms of, what's he like on Friday night when Jackson's pitching? What do you like on Saturdays when he's pitching? He said, like, I'm at the top of the top step, kind of really studying it. Are you that same way on Saturdays?
Yeah, I'm always like kind of right towards the front. When Jackson's pitching, I'm usually on bats, so I'm very close. And then when Clark's pitching, I mean, I'm right up there too. I always like to be close to the entrance of the dugout and whatnot. I like to be in the game. And so I'm always kind of picking apart what I'm seeing, kind of like what I feel like is working for them, because obviously we all have unique pitch styles. We're not always going to have the same stuff. And so just understanding that, like, all right, well, he might have something that works today and maybe it doesn't work the same for me the next day, but just being able to understand that and then use it for tomorrow.
Cam Walty is our guest, Arizona Wildcats starting pitcher. You guys were picked 9th this year in this conference. What was the feeling like when you heard that? Did you feel like that people maybe didn't really understand what this club was all about?
I mean, I've been there before. I mean, with Reno, like we got picked pretty low, and it was just kind of like, I understand how some of that stuff, it depends on the team the year before. And so that we did have a really good team, but the pitching had a big hiccup pretty much. And so with Vance coming in and a lot of the new arms and whatnot that we got, I knew that we looked really good. And so no matter what anybody else has to say, like, we knew what we were bringing to the table, and so we just kind of put our heads down and kept playing.
Your bio says you have a fitted hats collection. How did you get into fitted hats? And you have over 30 of them?
Yeah, it's funny. One of my dad's coworkers has like over a 3,000 set collection that he has, and so he's connected with a lot of like lids companies and whatnot. So I mean, I think it was just something that I kind of came into with always wearing fitted hats for baseball anyways, and so it's like I wear a lot of hats off the field. And so I kind of went through trying to collect like all 30 teams and all this stuff. stuff and just got some interesting designs and kind of looked at what different hat places were dropping and whatnot. And I ended up with a couple, and I don't get a lot anymore. I kind of need to look back into it, but it's almost, for me, I look at it like it's better than having like a shoe collection because it's a little bit cheaper. But I mean, you never really know. So yeah.
Do you have a favorite hat?
I don't think so. I think they all kind of just really depends on the day, like whatever I'm choosing to wear that day. I mean, some of them are obviously, they might be more expensive or whatever, but I mean, I don't think I have a favorite one.
And you're into bowling.
Yes, my dad's been bowling for a while. My grandma bowled when he was younger all the time, and then he bowls in a league, like an adult league on like a Wednesday night or whatever, Thursday night. I really like it. I just haven't really I don't have my own ball or like my own shoes or anything, but I'll go bowl with some house balls and I do pretty well, and I don't really put a lot into it. So I mean, I'm planning on going and maybe doing some of that with my dad when I get back home.
Any contests on this team? You guys go out on Friday night, or during the fall on Friday nights and get some rounds in?
Yeah, I mean, I know Clark is really good, so I'm sure he would let us have it if we did that. But we haven't done any team bowling or anything. I think that would be an interesting ordeal, but I don't know how many guys are actually interested in that.
Cam, number 3 spot in the rotation. Is that a comfortable place for you? Where were you in Nevada, and how has that kind of played over to here as a starter?
I'm comfortable anyway. I've pitched all 3 days between my career. So like in my freshman year I was Sunday, my sophomore year I was Friday, but then they moved me to Saturday because we couldn't really we couldn't get the wins on Friday, so they wanted to secure the series later. And then last year obviously I pitched on the midweeks. And I came out of the pen. I threw on Fridays. Like I'm very comfortable and flexible. I mean, I was able to get out of the pen at the beginning of the year because I'm able to get ready quick, and then now it's like I'm able to have that time to get ready for the weekend start. So I think for all of us, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we all have the ability to be either day, and it's just that we have so much depth that it's like anybody can really be in any spot.
You think about the draft?
I just put my head down. I think it's like it's for a lot of that stuff. It's like it's uncontrollable. So I'm just kind of trying to control the game and what I'm able to do each day when I have my one day that I play. And other than that, it's like just let the cards fall.
All right, Cam. Well, best of luck. It's been fun watching you guys really roll this conference this year, and looking forward to the Pac-12 tournament coming up.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Cam Walty, 6 foot, 216-pound right-handed pitcher out of Elk Grove, California, by way of the University of Nevada. His major is interdisciplinary studies. And again, he's having a fabulous season this year, 8-1 as a starter for the Wildcats. He has made 11 starts this season, and he is 8-1 with a 2.83 earned run average. At home, he's actually been a little bit better on the road. 3-0 with a 334 earned run average here at home. He's actually made one appearance. He's made 2 appearances out of the bullpen. So 12 games, 10 starts this year for Cam Walty. Great to have a chance to catch up with him this week, yesterday, and get his thoughts on this team as they take on this very difficult series with the Oregon State Beavers. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Our guy, Rich Carrillo, is watching the show today on YouTube. You can watch this show on a number of platforms. YouTube is one of them, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch. You can watch DK on the Sports Tip at all of those locations. Our guy, Rich Carrillo, checks in and says David Keith was the actor who played the wingman for Richard Gere in Officer and a Gentleman. Fabulous actor, David Keith. When he swallowed that ring, I thought I was going to throw up. Remember that scene?
I do.
Where after the girl dissed him and wouldn't marry him, and he swallowed the engagement ring and drank it with a bottle of liquor.
Yeah.
And the bartender looked at him like he was crazy, which he was, unfortunately, on his way to taking his life.
Speaking of crazy, the weather in northwestern Arkansas seems to be quite clear because apparently the game is underway. 3:55 is what it said they expected to start, and I see now it's top of the first.
There we go. So we'll keep you up to date on Arizona softball playing in the NCAA Tournament, opening against Villanova, a battle of the Wildcats. Man, this would be a great basketball game. We're getting it on the softball diamond today as the Wildcats begin their run hopefully to a return to Oklahoma City. It's DK on the Sports Tip. JW Madden is here. Cricket is here as well. She'll have more What's Up Weekend coming up for you in the 5 o'clock hour. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Slowing at the I-10, I-19 junction, slowing for westbound I-10 approaching and passing the junction, and also slowdowns for northbound I-19 merging onto westbound I-10. Backups at Ajo and Mission, also on southbound La Cholla at Ajo Way. Earlier collisions at Silver Lake and Euclid, Ina and Meredith, and also Valencia east of I-19. 68 the low, 99 tomorrow, 95 on Sunday, and 95 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
You want to protect her. You'll give anything to make sure nothing harms her. Every minute together makes unforgettable memories. Except that time you parked her under that tree and...
Oh, come on, man. Really?
Sorry, we'll never speak of it again. But remember who came to her rescue? Recon Auto Detailing. Arizona's premier auto detailing company comes directly to you. We'll make your masterpiece shine like it should, and with a monthly maintenance package, we'll keep it that way. Recon Auto Detailing. Online at recondetail.com.
Experiencing the Sonoran Desert's natural wonders comes easy at Rock & Kay, nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills. Enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rock & Kay. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockandK.com. Designed by nature, built for you. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Berwick Insurance Group is proud to sponsor Arizona athletics. For over 25 years, Berwick has helped Wildcat fans with their health insurance needs. Berwick Insurance will help you stay ahead of the game with solid coverage. Just like a great coach, Berwick's experienced agents will make sure you have the right strategy for a winning game plan. Don't handle health insurance by yourself. Berwick Insurance is your answer to healthcare. Learn more about your options at berwickinsurance.com. That's berwickinsurance.com.
At Nova Home Loans, we believe everyone deserves the opportunity to enjoy the independence that comes with home ownership. Whether you're a first-time home buyer who needs down payment assistance, have less than perfect credit, or looking to refinance, Nova has a variety of home loan programs for your unique situation. Visit novahomeloans.com or call 800-955-9125 to learn more. Not a commitment to lend or extend credit. Rates and available loan programs are subject to change without notice. NMLS 3087, BK 0902429, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Do summer projects your way with Memorial Day savings from the Home Depot. With free delivery on over 2 million items, you can make the most of summer grilling and dig into gardening. Plus, get same-day delivery on thousands of products like power tools and storage to tackle any last-minute garage project. Summer your way with Memorial Day savings from the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m. subject to availability.
Psst. Hey, I have a secret. I use Secret Whole Body Deodorant because more than just my armpits stink.
Oh, can I use it where my bra rubs under my...
Oh, yeah.
And what about down there? You know, my...
Totally. 4 out of 5 gynecologists would recommend it. So I tried it, and now I get 72 hours of freshness. From my pits to my...
Ooh, I love that it's a spray.
Me too. And it comes in sticks and creams too. Go get your Secret Whole Body Deodorant.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet. Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We are the sports station that Tucson turns to for all the latest news when it comes to Arizona men's basketball, along with all the play-by-play action. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. Live from the CNWT.
From the what?
Central Northwest Tucson, duh.
It's DK on the Sports Tip with your host, David Kelly.
Radio. Just when I thought I was out, they drug me back in.
Featuring J.W. Madden.
Don't tell me about flip-flops, man. I'm a native.
And Cricket getting you home with traffic and weather.
Camp on Melt Lemon, not in the left lane on the freeway.
Here we go! And now, a man who has not one, but 3 first names, David Scott Kelly.
Happy Friday to you. It is the weekend here in southern Arizona. Hope you've got some fun plans happening. I get to drive 7 hours to Los Angeles.
So fun.
Right after the show is over. It's been a weird week.
Driving in Los Angeles, the funnest thing ever.
Well, I'll actually be down in Juice County, so maybe it'll be a little bit less crazy down there than it is in the actual city. Have to head over for a college graduation. My niece is graduating from Chapman University, so I'm looking forward to seeing her cross the stage. Tomorrow morning, it'll be early, so I'll get there at like probably 3 in the morning, and then the graduation is at 8 a.m., so I'll take a nice 3-hour nap, get up, take a shower, and get going. That's how we roll, for sure. All right, Arizona softball has started their game in Fayetteville. Miranda Stoddard gets the ball for the Arizona Wildcats in the circle today. She sent down the Villanova Wildcats 1-2-3 in the top half of the first inning, and now the Wildcats are batting in the bottom of the first with 1 on, nobody out. Regan Shockey at the plate. J-Dub's got me set up to watch the game here. Regan Shockey with a beautiful bunt base hit. I don't know if we're allowed to do play-by-play like that, but we will until somebody calls.
I think you can do it if you wait.
Somebody calls and tells us to cease.
Just wait 5 seconds after you see it.
There you go. There you go. So Regan Shockey gets a base hit. The Wildcats now with 2 on and nobody out in the bottom of the first. I was trying to pull it up on my computer, and it's ESPN Plus. I don't have ESPN Plus, but I guess I'm probably going to have to get it because that's our future in the Big 12. There's going to be a lot of things on ESPN Plus. So sooner or later, I think I'm going to have to probably fork over that money, whatever it is, to be able to watch stuff like this on ESPN Plus. We actually, I don't know if you got the email, J-Dub, but Athletics sent out, we were talking yesterday about it might be time to turn the page and sign up for all the notifications from the Big 12. Well, Athletics actually sent out an email about that this morning with the instructions to sign up for all the Big 12 information. I guess I'll do that over the weekend.
I did see that email, and I'm just waiting to see which sports I'm going to sign up for.
Exactly.
Did you see the news yesterday, speaking of signing up for ESPN Plus, about the new conglomerate they're put together?
No.
So ESPN, Fox, and Warner Brothers Discovery have all decided, this has been going on behind the scenes for a long time, they have a new joint venture known as Venue. And it's going to be, and it's spelled VENU, pronounced Venue. But I don't have all the details. That news just came out yesterday. Obviously, we've heard rumblings that it might happen, but it may not even be ESPN Plus by the time the Big 12 season starts, DK. So,
well, there you go. It'll be something new, and I'm sure it'll be something expensive.
So wait 5 seconds, and then you can tell people what you just saw.
The Wildcats have taken the lead. Dakota Kennedy has scored on an RBI single by, I believe that was Carly Scoopin, who knocked her in. So the Arizona Wildcats have a 1-0 lead in their NCAA softball tournament opener against the Villanova Wildcats. The first 3 Wildcats have reached base, and that was indeed Carly Scoopin going the other way, the lefty going down the left field line with that hit right there. That's beautiful to see. Nothing like going the other way. So Aiden May last night, absolutely fabulous for the Oregon State Beavers. Pitched his freshman year for the Pima Aztecs, was 6-1 there, had 50 strikeouts, made 12 starts for the Aztecs, then came to Arizona and played 1 season. That was last year. Went 5-3, had a 6.33 RA, 16 starts. Not exactly, what you would want in the first year. The numbers weren't stellar. He did lead Arizona with 77 strikeouts last season in 75 and a third innings, but a high ERA last season. But you knew, having seen Aiden May pitch in JC, you knew that it was going to get better for him. And boy, has it gotten better for him this year. I forgot to ask him about this last night. His father, Don, played at Illinois State. I'm wondering if he played there at all during the time that I lived in Bloomington Normal, Illinois, back in the day. Regardless, though, he is this year 6-0 after the win last night. He has won 4 starts in a row, has Aiden May. So he's dealing right now. He gave up the 1 run last night. That was the first run that he had given up since April the 19th. So 4 starts, 1 earned run in, let me do my quick U-high math here, 14, 20, 27 and 1/3 innings. So he has allowed 1 earned run since getting slapped around by Cal on April the 19th. He's allowed 1 earned run in 27 and 1/3 innings with 37 strikeouts. So 37 strikeouts in 27 and 1/3 innings. And he's won 4 starts in a row for the Oregon State Beavers, who, again, the Wildcats are in first place. But it'd be hard-pressed to say that Oregon State's not the hottest team right now in the Pac-12 Conference. I had a chance to catch up with Aiden May after the ball game to get his thoughts on beating his former teammates.
Aiden, congratulations on an outstanding victory here tonight. What did this mean to you to come back here and have this type of performance?
It was great. I love the city of Tucson. It's a fantastic place to play some baseball. They got a great team this year, and it's a big series.